hate you.
No.
All right. I had to do it, y'all. Whoever's watching, I know. Come back. The advertisements are over. The commercial's over. I'll put something up towards the end so y'all can see the trademark that Thursday's commercial because it'll be exclusive. And y'all haven't seen it enough, so y'all need to see it again. And it was a really good video. But I have with me today Courtney Howard, y'all. Courtney Howard is my homegirl, my home skillet from another. We just know each other, all because of the HU Alabama. Yes, there were plenty of people from Alabama at Howard, so don't try to be hating. That club was full, but at the end the day, I just wanted to have people who I thought would be inspirational to you. And Courtney is actually a law student right now, y'all. And she's actually about to be finished completely. But she launched her own business during law school. Yes, y'all. Ooh, hey. So when you guys are able to join, you guys can always live join if you're in my group. If you're not in my group, then you can't live join, but you can live watch. Hey. But at the end of the day, Courtney created this business that focuses on what? Our hair, y'all. Actually, I'm going to go get it at some point during Courtney's conversation and just kind of do a little product placement. But, that's me, how I do. But this is a little bit about Courtney, just so y'all can know. If I can find the little Instagram tab. I can never tell what tab is being shared. Here it goes. All right. So I want you guys to remember that she's a law student at Cumberland. She's in Birmingham, Alabama. She is the owner of Always Love Your Scalp hair products. And you can find out more about her, as you guys go look at, bios and things like that. And where will the bio be? It will be in the YouTube video comment. So if you look in the description, her bio should be up there. If it's not up there, let me know. I'll put it up there. And if you always want to know anything about my speakers or things like that, or if you want to be a speaker, I'll tell you how after Courtney gives y'all this rundown. So enough about me. I'm gonna let Courtney give you her tea. What's new about Courtney? And y'all ask these questions. Ask the questions if you can. If you can't ask questions, Courtney is prepared to give you answers that you've always wanted to know about law school.
Oh yeah. So thank you all for having me. Thank you so much, Neena, for creating this platform for future law students to come to and be okay with asking questions and just have connections to people who can help them navigate the process of applying to law school, the actual experience of going through law school, and everything that comes with that. So thank you so much for having me. I am excited to be here. Just to give you a little background on myself, I did not grow up wanting to be a lawyer. I had no desire to. I really stumbled upon it thanks to God. So I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I was born and raised here. Went to high school at Ramsey High School. While at Ramsey, I was asked to be a part of a program called Education Corporation of America. And basically what they did was connected us to opportunities where we would learn things outside of the classroom. And so for mine, it was video and film production. I enjoyed every bit of it. Actually, on my last year of high school, I spent half the day going to high school and then the other half working in a theater doing stage and lighting production. So after I found out about that, I just knew I was going to be this producer, and I was going to make these films and documentaries, especially since that summer I participated in some documentary filming competitions, and I won 2 of them that I were a part of. So everything was just so promising. I was like, oh yes, this is great. I found what I'm gonna do for life. So I went to Howard and was doing that my first year of school and realized if a school is gonna pay me to come and get my education, I'm not going to spend it doing something I already know how to do. So instead, I changed my major from radio, television, film production to communications management and economics. And I love both of those. We'll get back to that later. So then got to Howard. And if you know anything about Howard, homecoming is the number one like showstopper for all of DC. Like DC stops for Howard's homecoming. And I got the opportunity to be on the homecoming committee. First, I volunteered my freshman year. Then after that, I went ahead and joined the committee my sophomore year. From the sophomore year, it was great. Junior year, I did it. Senior year, I did it again. But junior year, from participating on homecoming, I was given the opportunity to intern with um, 2 Chainz' team called Street Execs. And that summer, they were going on tour with Tamar Braxton. And I accepted the position to intern, stayed the whole summer. And they were like, "You want to stay on for the school year?" I was like, "How am I going to do that?" And they're like, "Well, we could fly you out of town for the shows that you need to work on. And then you go back to school." So it came to the point to where like Monday through Wednesday, I was at school doing classes, and also Thursday, maybe Thursday night or Friday morning, I was flying to whatever city we were going to be in for that weekend of shows. So I got into music production and management. And so I didn't put film production aside. I still had it, in my toolkit, which is something you're going to take to law school, and you're going to take your toolkit and you're going to make that thing work. We'll talk about that too. But yeah, so I did that. And yes, I'm sorry. So I used all of my like production skills that I learned with television and film to bring that into tour management. And because you're working with people who you have to coordinate the band, you need to coordinate the choreography, you need to coordinate like a lot of stuff. So it helped out a lot. And so I was doing that, and I just knew like, okay, now I'm gonna be like this big wig tour manager, like just from the people I was able to work with at such an early age. I was like 20 years old. No, or was I 21? I can't remember. I think I was 20. But yes, huh? Oh, I thought someone was talking. I'm sorry. Yeah, so doing all of that, and I ended up working for that same company when I graduated. So I worked there for 2 years, and while working there, I was introduced to so many different people because like people are fascinated with celebrities. And so the people that they're connected to, essentially you get a chance to get access to them because people just want to connect with them because they're famous, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I met like these entertainment lawyers. I met so many different people. Like it was just crazy. And it wasn't until we did a give back called the Street Execs Christmas concert. And the way we did it was you'd have all these celebrities there, like August Alsina, 2 Chainz, Travis Porter. It was a lot of different people who came through. And all you had to do to see these people was bring a toy. And after you brought your toy, we would take those to a less fortunate neighborhood and give them to the kids for Christmas. Wow. And that is something that was just, it warmed my heart. Like, I was like, oh my God, more of this work needs to be done. Like, I just want to like, just help everybody. I wanted to help the world. And so from there, I started working more with nonprofits, and I asked to be more on like the community side of things so that I can get these celebrities out into the communities, because like what good does it do to have people who can pay hundreds of dollars for a concert ticket to come see you, but the people who can't afford it not even knowing that you exist because like you are so alienated from them, and to them what you're doing seems unattainable. So I was trying to find ways to get these people out in the community to do that, and did and God changed my heart, and I started doing solely nonprofit work. I moved back to Birmingham and was working with this organization called Growing Kings. And while at Growing Kings, I got a chance to work on a project with the Regional Planning Commission of Greater Birmingham, where I was introduced to research and policy work. and I loved it. Like, I loved being able to have a seat at the table with people who were making decisions for young boys, like young Black and brown boys, in communities that they had never been in. So you're sitting at the table making decisions for people you have never even met before. You don't even know what other things they have or underlying circumstances that they have going on that is actually feeding into the issues that they're facing today. And so being able to sit at the table and do that work influenced me to go to law school. And at first I was like, I didn't know I could go to law school to do this. I was thinking I needed to go get a PhD and be an expert at this topic so that I could do all this. And my mentors, after I talked to them about it, which is good that y'all have Neena in her program, because mentors can help you so much. Like they have either taken this journey before or they know someone who has, and they can keep you from making the same mistakes that they made. And so, like, get you some good mentors in your circle to help you out there. But anyways, they were like, no, you need to go to law school. Like PhD, that'll be cool, but you need to go to law school. You can serve so many more people, have a greater impact, a greater capacity to give back. Like, and I wasn't thinking about any of that. Like when I was considering law school or PhD, I was just thinking, how do I help these Black and brown boys? And so I did it. I applied to take the L.S.T. And I sat on it. After I took the L.S.T. the first time, I sat on it for about a year. And I was like, you know what, let me rethink this, because I don't have any lawyers in my family. I didn't grow up wanting to be a lawyer. If I do practice law, like, what am I going to do? Like, I didn't have the answers. And so what I did was I went to my executive director at the time and was like, I think I need to find more opportunities to actually like do some law stuff so that I can see if law school is really what I want to do. And so he was like, okay, do whatever you need to do. And he was supportive along the way. Like we still text to this day. And so I got a job at a law firm, and that firm did a little bit of everything. They did litigation. It was litigation based firm, but they did like wills and estate planning, or I'm sorry, probate, labor and employment law, divorce, family law, like all that stuff. And from doing the research, doing the work, being in the environment with the lawyers, I was like, I like this. And I just saw so many different avenues that I could take it. And so that was my confirmation that I was going to go to law school. And so I started to study for the L.S.T. again. And that time when I studied for it, I went all in. Like I did not want to miss anything that was on the table. So not only did I take the L.S.T., I started visiting schools, and I don't know if they still do this now, but like some schools were doing like this one, they had to do like interviews. So you had to go there to the school before COVID, go to the school, meet with the dean or some of the professors from the school, and they like, let you in or tell you they're gonna put you on the wait list, however that went. You didn't find out on the spot, but it was like later on. But anyways, I applied as far as Columbia in New York. Then I applied to George Washington in DC because I just wanted to be back in DC again. And then I applied as close as Cumberland in Birmingham, Alabama, right here in my backyard. And so I was just like, I mean, maybe I need to go somewhere else, because like if I do law school at home, it's going to be distractions. It's going to be so much going on. I'm not going to be able to focus. Like it's not going to be the same. Meanwhile, I'm so glad I did law school at home because you need a supportive system around you this entire time, like from day one, because there will be days when you just feel like you have no more energy to put into this. you start second guessing yourself. But there are more days where you like, oh, I got this, I'm on it. And that's the first year. After that, after you get past that hump, you'll be fine. But I just want you to know that part happens. So I was doing all that, applied to law school, got into Cumberland. Then I found out I got into George Washington, and then that like created so much for me because I was like, okay, I said I want to be in DC, but Cumberland's right here in my backyard. Like, but if I go to DC, I'm gonna have to $300,000. I'll be $300,000 in debt from my cost of living and paying for school. Whereas if I stay here from Cumberland, the most I'll be in debt of maybe like 150K. And I was just like weighing all that stuff, economics, weighing all that stuff. It was just like, at the end of the day, I'm forgetting like the purpose that I came here for. Like it, where it is, the name of the school, none of that matters. As long as I go, I get this law degree and expand my capacity to help others. Where it happens does not matter. Like I was so overwhelmed with that. And thankfully I met with the dean that she was at Cumberland at that time. Now she's at Wake Forest, but I went to talk to her about it, and she wrapped me in her arms and I cried. And then she prayed to me and she prayed with me. And after that, I just knew that like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be at this school because I need someone like this in my life throughout this process. So that was the way, a long story of the way I chose Cumberland for law school. So with the first year, it was kind of a roller coaster for me because there were times I was like, oh yes, let's go. I got this. We could do it. And there were also times I was like, oh my God, I'm sick of this. Like, I'm tired. And it was all learning because when you go to law school, it's not anything you've learned before as far as it's not like college, because college, if you take a math class, you learning this concept and you got an answer to that. And once you figure out how to make your answer go from the problem to the solution, and you even know how to work it backwards, like you good. Law school does not work like that. First of all, there is no answer.
There is not. Don't let them tell you there is. There is not, y'all.
Yes. there is research to come up with a likely answer or a probable answer, but there is no direct solution as far as like how it is with math or breaking down science and all that stuff. So I needed mentors throughout that. And when I tell you, once I stopped trying to be a perfectionist in law school, things got so much easier. One of my mentors was like, so after the first semester, I got my grades back and I had all B's, and I was like, hold on, what did I do wrong? But I went in it not knowing that like it's okay. Like being in law school is actually pretty good because they only give like 2 or 3 A's and about 8 or 9 A minus, and then from there it goes down into a wave. When I tell you I knew nothing about a curve, a bell, riding a wave, none of that in law school, even the first year. I'm really like, seriously, I'm just telling y'all this stuff because I didn't know it. And these are things that people don't know to tell you because they don't know what you don't know. And so they're probably thinking everybody know about the wave, everybody know about the curve. Like,
so
right, nobody told us. My mentor was like, this is the time where you just decide if you're gonna be stressed throughout law school trying to be an A student, or if you're gonna take these B's and get this JD and get out of there. I said, you know what? Take these B's, this JD, and get out of there. And so that's what I've been doing. But the good part about that is it has left me space to be able to apply those tools that I've learned in class, or the things that I've learned in class, which in law school, that's another thing. What you learn in class versus what you're about to do in real life, not even. they don't even level up. Like,
Just
just
learn it
like
all again, y'all. That's all she
take
said.
it up,
She's got to
exactly.
learn it all again.
Yes, yes, yes. Between learning it all again, or like the stuff that you may be reading for your class could apply to the state of Pennsylvania, but you're practicing in Alabama, or you're helping attorney in Alabama. Like you'll still like, follow the same research and stuff like that. But the law is gonna be different.
Yep.
So that's my favorite part about the legal profession though. Like it's all different. It's always gonna be a different way to conquer the challenge. It's not really like that. But anyway, so it gave me some time to intern at different places to see what I wanted to do. And after taking contracts and property and interning at one of my internships that allowed me to like be like an intern in the legal department, but I was able to put my hands into vendor management, which is like contracts or government affairs, or compliance, which is like making sure the company is following the regulations on the state and federal level. I looked at a little litigation stuff. I didn't really like that. I didn't like the litigation at all, at all. I love the transactional stuff, like between looking at the numbers, looking at what it takes to get out of the contract, finding the loopholes, finding ways that this contract does not benefit our company, it benefits them. And then if we find ourselves in shambles, we have no way of getting out of this. Like, it's so much that goes into that I just love it. And that's the route I took. And that was another, I guess, like what you call it, challenge I had to figure out, because great thing I had a mentor who graduated law school and went right in-house. And in-house is when you are a lawyer for a company and not necessarily a firm. So when you go in-house, say for instance, what's a brand that we like? Walmart. Do we like Walmart? I guess.
We like Walmart when they're not, causing some unnecessary hours for the employees and, other stuff. For the
Okay,
most
discriminate employees right. We like them. Okay, so for instance, Walmart has their own lawyers who work solely for Walmart, and their lawyers range from people who do labor and employment work, people who do vendor management, everything, versus a firm. You go there, you are a lawyer. Yes, you're a lawyer for that firm, but you are essentially a lawyer for that firm's clients. And so let's say Walmart, Target, and Piggly Wiggly are all clients of the firm you work for. Well, all of those companies are, you're the lawyer for all of those companies instead of being it for one company. That's the simplest way I know how to explain the difference between in-house and a firm. But yeah, so I was doing that internship and I realized I really liked it. And I was like, how do I do this? In my school's career development office didn't really have answers for me. So I figured them out on my own by seeking other help. And now I'll be in-house when I graduate. So I'm really excited about that. But if there is a route that you want to take, you could take so many routes with your JD. But if there's a route you want to take and people around you have not taken it, go on LinkedIn, type in something that you want to do, and like go ask, find the person and ask that person, hey, can I have lunch with you? Hey, can I have 15 minutes on the call with you? I'm interested in this, that. And you'll be surprised how many people say yes. Especially like if it's something that you want to do and they're doing it and they can help you along the way. Someone asks, what drives you to transform your experiences into something positive? Ooh, that's really good. I think the worst thing that could have ever happened to me in life has already happened. And that is when I was 6 years old. My mom passed away, and I was devastated. I thought my world was over. Because I'm 6 and like my mom is my best friend. I love her. Like, who's gonna take care of me? And God has kept me the whole way, and I appreciate him for that. But that's what, honestly, that is what drives me for life. Whether it's a good experience, a bad experience, whatever I'm going through, knowing that like my mom left me in really good hands, and God, along with her, are shining down on me. As I go throughout life, like it keeps me positive, and it also just drives me through life's experiences. Another thing is, if an experience is essentially like what it is, an experience, and you can take that experience and embrace it, whether it's a good or a bad one. And the way I take my bad experiences and I embrace them is I take the lessons that they teach me. Whether it's like with the person, I'm like, okay, well, I know not to deal with that type of person anymore. If it's a situation, I'm like, okay, well, now I know the solution to something like this next time something like this happens. Or if I know somebody in the situation, like I really don't I really don't know, outside of like perspective being everything for me. Like, everything happens for a reason. All the flowers not gonna smell good, but what you will do is find a way to use that flower and make it work for you in some way. So yeah, I missed that last question. Do you mind putting it back up again? Diversity is important, but what do you do to be more inclusive and encourage others to as well? Oh, okay. So there's something else. So I'm also the class president at my school, Samford, Cumberland School of Law. And out of my class, we started off with 150 students. And out of that 150 students, 14 of us were Black. Not all African American, but Black. And so, not even just from there, even growing up, like when my mom was alive, I was in county school at Fultondale, like for my preschool time. And I was around white kids, and I learned young, like, you could be friendly to anybody. It does not matter the color of their skin. And honestly, when it comes down to diversity and inclusion, it comes down to treating people as people and not treating as people as a color, or people as a socioeconomic status, or treating people as a disability. Like, you don't treat people based on what you see. Like, you treat them because they're good, because they're a person. And so, just putting diversity and inclusion aside, that's just the way that I connect with others, and I make people feel comfortable with connecting with me, because I treat them as people. I'm not going to treat you any differently because you're white, or because you're Black, or because you're in a wheelchair, or because anything. I'm not going to treat you differently. Like, if anything, I want to embrace our differences, and I want to find ways that we can make others, see what we have going on and want to be that way. Some of my closest friends in my law school are people who don't look like me. Some of the people who've helped me the most throughout this law school, most of the people who've helped me the most throughout this law school journey are people who don't look like me. So once I got over the race factor of things, and I can say, coming from Alabama, I started off life thinking like it had to be this way, or it's like this is just the way it is. And it's not. When I went to DC and I saw people from different backgrounds, different countries, different dialects, different skin colors, different hairstyles, everything, I knew that like the world was way bigger than Alabama. Then I went to Australia, and those people were even more different. Like, I was the only person talking like me, looking like me, in the school that I went to there. So it's just, you have to embrace the differences, that could help you on so many levels with, and also these companies on so many levels with diversity and inclusion. So it's just a way of my life. It's not anything that I like, particularly try to do or work on to make sure that I'm doing it, because I know I'm doing it. What is your pro tip for others who to use when they doubt themselves? Ooh, you got a mirror. If you don't have a mirror, get one. Even if it's a handheld mirror. And when you get that mirror, you look at yourself and you tell yourself whatever it is that you have doubt about it, you tell yourself, I can do this. I can go to law school and be a lawyer. I can graduate law school and work in-house. I am Courtney LaShawn Howard. I am a child of God. I am wonderfully and I am fearfully made. And so, because I'm wonderfully and fearfully made, whatever it is that I'm having self doubt about is probably connected to fear. But reminding myself that I'm wonderfully and fearfully made, like, no, it does not erase the fear, but it does give me the gas to go ahead and tackle that thing. Like, and I feel the best after situations where I doubted myself beforehand. The ones where I'm like, oh, okay, I got this in the bag. Like, I just keep moving on. Like, I don't even take my time to celebrate the moment because it's like I knew I was going to be fine. But it's the ones where I doubted myself beforehand, or I was afraid of something that could happen from it, or something that would not happen from it, and like conquered it. So yes, innovation strategy you developed during COVID-19. What's the innovation strategy I developed during COVID-19?
So anything that you might have done or created, or had to like boss up on because you were in COVID and you had to figure it out.
Yes, let me tell y'all about COVID. COVID is actually the best thing that could have happened to me. And it slowed me down in a way of me realizing what was important. I realized so much of what I was doing, even places I was going, organizations I was a part of, like, they weren't necessarily that important. Either I was at this place because it was a hype place, I was in this organization because it was a praising organization, instead of being something that really like was beneficial to me and that I connected to personally, instead of somebody saying, you need to do this right here. And I'm like, okay, do it. Like, no. It was also good for me because I started a business September of last year. So 2020. Started a business. It's called Always Love Your Scout. And I'm in my third year of law school. If law school was normal and I had to go to class and all this, blah, 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 I wouldn't have even thought about starting a business. I honestly didn't think about starting it when I started it, but it couldn't have been a better time for me to start it because everything was online. School was online. So once I logged out of school and I finished my work and submitted that stuff, I can go in the kitchen and I could cook this hair grease that I've been selling that helps clear your flaky scalp, which you could barely see my scalp because I have so much new growth. But it keeps basically your scalp from flaking up. I used to suffer from seborrheic dermatitis, and I took medication prescribed for me from my doctor. They gave me shampoo, they gave me ointment, and it broke my hair off terribly. Like, these long strands were like downhill. But now, we coming back to life. So that's good. But anyways, yeah, so I started that business during COVID and it took off. The way I started it was for Congressman John Lewis's funeral. There was this lady I was working with, and she was like scratching her head to the point to where it seemed as though she was digging in it. And I was like, I want you to try my grease that I use on my scalp. It might help you because with seborrheic dermatitis, when your scalp is inflamed, it will like, and you scratch it. Oh, thank you. And you scratch it, it makes your scalp bleed. And then it turns into like this silver looking scale. It's gross looking. But so I had her try it, and months passed by and she reached out and was like, hey, do you have some more of that stuff I used on my hair? And I was like, you talking about the grease? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I just made that. But I don't have any more right now. And she was like, you made that? you need to be selling that. And I was like, I don't sell it. And she was like, no, you need to. She's from Atlanta. Well, she's from Georgia. She drove to Birmingham. She was here one weekend, came and picked up the product. Well, no. I'm moving too fast. She came to pick up something else and asked what it would take for her to get some more product. And I was like, well, I just have to buy the ingredients. I could buy the ingredients and make you some more. And she said, no, I want you to buy the ingredients and sell it to me. So I'm going to write you a check. She wrote me a check for $100 and said, buy the ingredients you need to buy. I'll take 4 jars and you can sell the rest. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. In that moment, I'm not thinking that was going to be this. Like the jars I have now don't even look like that. We did not even have a website. We didn't have any of this stuff. It was in little pink tin can jars. And I text people who had been using my product and was like, y'all, would y'all buy this if I sold it? And they were like, yes, like I actually need some more now. And they bought it. They told other people about it, who told other people about it, who told other people about it. Within that one day, all 12 of those jars were gone. I had to go on Amazon, order 12 more jars. Then people were like buying from like New York, Georgia. Like they spread the word. It was crazy. And a downfall, which is not even a downfall for me, it was a lesson, was some people were ordering 3 or 4 at a time, and they were coming in tin cans, and I was shipping them to these people who were in like Texas, New York, Atlanta, all this stuff in the middle of the hot summer. And tin attracts heat. So once people were getting these cans, the grease was melted. It was no longer a solid. It was on the box. It was crazy. So I decided I need to do some more research. Dove into the beauty supply stores, Walmart's beauty aisle to see what are these people using? Plastic jars. That's the solution. Plastic jars. And here I am trying to do stuff the cute way. And that's the great thing about entrepreneurship. You learn along the way. And I just love learning. I'm a life learner. But you learn so much along the way. Tell us about the reason for giving your lesson topic for today. My reason for giving you guys this lesson topic is to know that, one, law school and having a law degree is attainable. So many people make it seem like, oh no, it's so hard. Oh no, you can't do this. Oh no, everybody ain't able. You're able. You can do this. You can make it through. So that's one thing, just to encourage you that you can do this. Also to tell y'all that you can do this and start a business and be successful at both. Like I have to time block everything to see when I am and I'm not available, but you can do it. So that was my reason for it. I just want people to know that everything you see is attainable if you put in the work and you have faith that it will happen. Faith without work, so is dead. What can you improve on? Ooh, I'm actually in therapy right now, improving on articulating my feelings because I have this thing where when something happens, I'm just like, it's cool, move on, next thing. Like, it's cool, move on, next thing. It's cool, move on, next thing.
And I feel you on that.
Yep. And I didn't realize it until too many of these crazy things happened at one time. It wasn't cool to move on to the next thing because my aunt had been shot by a stray bullet that went through her head as she was taking out her trash. My brother had been in a life-changing accident to where he was in the hospital that same weekend. I was still in law school doing my thing. It was just so much happening at once. So went to therapy and she had me talking about stuff and I talked about everything, but what was bothering me. And when she finally got down to like, what's bothering you? I'm like, oh, real, nothing for real. Like, I'm cool, blah, blah. And when she talked through stuff, she was like, okay, so we have to help you recognize, we got to work on you recognizing that like, it's okay to have feelings and it's okay to be emotional, but you need to learn how to articulate to people, this is what's going on. This is how I feel about it. And in that moment, of feeling. You don't have to have a solution to this is how I'm gonna handle it. I'm used to having solutions to everything. So this whole like working on articulating my feelings without being like, this is what you could do to help, or this is what I could do to fix it. It's kind of weird, but I like it because I've seen so much progress in the way I communicate with people, the way I listen to people, even the way I provide answers to people who come to me with stuff. How can we better protect and support Black-owned businesses? Okay, y'all, let's get down to it. Because a pet peeve of mine, this hasn't happened to me, but I have seen it happen to people. A pet peeve of mine is when you go to Walmart and they don't have any more of your favorite shampoo, you'll go to the beauty supply store or to another Walmart and get that shampoo, or you will go online to that point and buy the shampoo. But you're not going to bash Walmart for not having your favorite shampoo as if you're the only person who uses this shampoo. But when it comes to Black businesses, and we do stuff like sell out or make a mistake on an order, or don't return your email within 5 minutes. Like it turns into a bash fest, and it's like, this is why I don't support Black businesses. I'll never do this. I'll never do that. Like, but did you try to find other ways to like handle the situation to fix this? Like, I just if you support, you can support by sharing content of that Black owned business. You can support by telling other people about it. If you see that they have a flaky scalp, it's like, ooh, have you thought about Love Your Scalp? It's a hair grease that help people with flakes and stuff. You should try it. Giving Black owned businesses grace. Give them the same grace that you give Walmarts and Targets, because a Walmart and a Target has 500 different people working to get that business going, to make that business work. A Black owned business usually have themselves, one person, to run the business, post on social media, make the product, ship the product, fulfill the order, respond to emails, like all of that. And so you have to give people grace because they're wearing 500 different hats. And when it comes to how you can better protect and support us, that's how. Is there another question? $1 million ideal time. What's yours that could change your industry completely? Oh, what could change it? Ooh, Black clusters. And when I say Black clusters, there are Asian clusters. So basically, what they do is, they put all their money together. Like a lot of them, backstory. A lot of the beauty supply stores in America are owned by Asians, and they put their money together to be able to get like these large contracts and buy hair that we use, and the money go into their pocket. But they also cut us out of the market by saying, okay, sensational hair company, if we pay you $500,000 this year and you give us this much product, because we're going to guarantee you this $500,000, we want to be able to sell our product so that we could guarantee you $500,000 more next year. So in order to do that, we need you to not sell to none of these other beauty supply stores within this area. And I know a lot of different Black people who have tried to open beauty supply stores and they can't make it because they're having to, one, they can't get the product in their store to sell it to us. And when they do get access to the product, they're having to pay more because they're not buying it in such a large quantity to where they can get that large discount. So if we could create an ecosystem to do that for Blacks, It'll be so good because I'm so tired of people being able to capitalize off of our dollars, and we don't get anything from it. Like, granted, it's fine for you to make your money. I have no problem with the agents making their money from us, but when you make it and don't allow us to, now you have created a problem because you're making something from me and you're not allowing. Now that I want to get into it, you trying to create a barrier to entry for me, and you making this for me. So yeah, that just blows my mind. But yes, that's something I definitely want to do within the next 5 to 10 years. Do you have any job opportunities, remote internships, or mentorship opportunities? Well, I don't have any job opportunities right now. I would love to, however, with the time that I'm in, so I'm taking the professional responsibilities exam at the end of March. I'm taking the bar in July. And so as far as like growing people and bringing people into the business right now, it's just not a good time for me to like be able to mentor someone through that, teach them about the business, oversee and all that stuff. Because once I pour into you, I really want to pour into you and not be halfway with it. So I'm very sorry, but right now I don't have that. But I do look to have it around September. We are looking to at least hire 2 people on our team in the 4th quarter, and I'm so excited about that because that will take a little load off of me. Motivational message you wish someone gave you. This probably is gonna seem dark, but due to counseling and losing my mom, I've been able to see death differently. And I wish people motivated or gave the same, I guess, speech about accepting death the same way we do when we celebrate a new life, because death essentially is new life. It's new life into an eternal place where your soul can live forever and your body has to suffer no more on earth. I wish we could normalize it, like not, of course, like normalize the darkness that comes behind it, but why does it have to be dark? So that's something I wish someone gave me. I'm navigating through it myself. And when I do talk to people about it, sometimes they're like, okay, that's death. That's too dark. I don't want to talk about that. But I mean, for me, it's motivating. You don't know when your last day, your last minute is going to be on this earth. That's why you give it your all. You don't know when a significant person in your life, like your mother or your father or your grandparents or your siblings, are going to live their last moment, or it's going to be your last moment with them. So let the moment that you do give to them be genuine and give it your all. So yes. Do you have any offers connected to this event? Ooh, we can make one. Let's do it. So
You want to make a promo code that you can put up?
yes, I will make a promo code. I'll tell y'all what it'll be now, and I'll go into the system so I can create it. But let's see. Is there a way to do a poll?
Not right now because you don't have enough people
Okay.
engaging. So we can just do one that will be empowering. So pick a promo code that has an empowering message in it. That's how you do it.
Not about the code. It was the promo that I was gonna give.
Oh yeah. You tell me what it is, and we
Okay.
can do a poll in my group, and then they can vote on what it is in the group. So just tell me what it is, and we'll do a poll in the group.
We're doing it different. We're doing it different. So I want you to tell me either to say letters or numbers. You have to pick one, letters or numbers.
Okay. Well, you can poll me. Let's poll me. All right. So
Yeah.
letters.
All right. You said letters. I'll tell you what both of them were. The numbers was going to be a percentage off.
Dang it.
And the letters are going to be free shipping.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That's smart.
You did. So we're going to do free shipping for the name of this group. Is this a different Future Lawyers group?
It's the Law Sister Circle. That's what they're
okay. Law Sister. Okay. So our is gonna be the website code will be L.S.C 2021. And I'll make that let me type it in the chat. Oh, L.S.C 2021. Now make it as soon as we get out here. Now I will tell you, I sell about 100 products a month, and I make 100 products a month to sell, and it takes me about 3 or 4 days to prepare everything. It sells out in 2 days. So I just want you to know, if you get on here, we go live March 1st. So the first of every month, we go live with our restock. So if you get on March 5th, please don't be surprised if it says sold out. I'll catch you in April. But if you go ahead and get on March 1st, you should be fine. But this will be your March code for you guys. L.S.C 2020. We live in 2021, I'm sorry. We're gonna be loving our scalps, and feel free to tag us when you use it. Let us know how much you like it. Yes, and that's the 10 jar, y'all. This is the jar we started with, and now we have moved on up.
I was here on the original. I've been holding this and cultivating it and keeping it, So I haven't got the new stuff yet because I can't never get in on the timeline. But we'll talk offline. I'll figure out how to get in on your timeline, so I get it right at midnight someday. Yes. Well, Courtney, before we end, how may they contact you? And then that's basically it. That's all.
All right. So you can find me on Instagram. My personal Instagram is at That's Courtney Howard. Love Your Scalp's Instagram is at Love Your Scalp. I'm also on Facebook as Courtney LaShawn Howard. Love Your Scalp is on Facebook as Love Your Scalp. The website to Love Your Scalp is www.alwaysloveyourscalp.com. You can also reach me personally if you want to reach out, have more questions, anything like that, at choward, the number 4, at samford.edu. That's the letter CHOWARD, the number 4, at samford.edu. I'm so excited that I got a chance to talk to you ladies, and I'm excited about what y'all about to do because, honey, y'all about to take over the world. And you're going to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you about to take over.
And this is Courtney Howard, JD for now, soon to be ESQ, signing off. Courtney, anything you want to leave us with? Of course, HU, and you got my pair. But anything else you want to say as my Howard girl closing out our Black History Month? Any final words before we leave? Final words. When in doubt, do not forget you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That's it. I love it. I love it. Bye, guys. We're going to end up with a commercial, and then we got you. All right. Love you guys. Say bye, Courtney.